Daniel was a quiet man who craved solitude. He bought an old, lonely house on a hill at the village's edge, peeling paint, tired windows, and a reputation for secrets. The villagers whispered about its past, but Daniel didn't care. He wanted peace. Inside, the house was bigger than it looked, filled with shadows and dust swirling in thin sunlight. Daniel explored empty rooms, a fireplace with old ash, a kitchen with bare cupboards. It was perfect, a blank canvas. As night fell, the house changed. Shadows stretched, silence grew heavy. Daniel ate by the window, shivering at a cold that wasn't from the air. He told himself it was just the house settling, old wood and old stories. That night the wind howled, branches scratched the roof, and strange noises echoed above him. Creaks, soft thuds, like footsteps in empty rooms. Daniel pulled the blankets up, heart pounding, telling himself it was just the house. Old houses make noises, he thought. He just had to get used to it. Weeks passed, and Daniel learned every creak and rattle, except for one. At the end of the upstairs hall was room 6, its door locked, always icy cold. No matter how warm the house, a chill seeped from under that door. Daniel never had a key, but he felt the cold every time he passed. He tried to ignore it, blaming drafts, but the cold was unnatural. Then came the whispers, soft at first, like wind and dry leaves, always from room 6. At night, the whispers grew louder, sad and lonely, words just out of reach. Daniel lay awake, tense, listening to the voice behind the door. Sometimes it sounded like a question, sometimes a story. He avoided the second floor after dark, but the whispers followed. The house was no longer peaceful. Fear crept in with the cold. Daniel realized he was not alone. One stormy night, the power failed, and the house plunged into darkness. Daniel lit a candle, shadows flickering as the house groaned in the wind. The whispers from room 6 grew clear and urgent. "Cold," the voice repeated. "So cold." Daniel's hands shook, the voice pulling at him from the top of the stairs. He couldn't take another night of fear. Candle in hand, he climbed the stairs, each step echoing his heartbeat. The cold at the end of the hall was overwhelming. The whisper was right behind the door. Cold, so cold. Daniel reached for the doorknob, expecting it to be locked. This time it turned with a click. The door creaked open. The whispering stopped. Daniel stepped inside. Freezing air snuffed out Daniel's candle, plunging him into darkness. In a flash of lightning, he saw a single chair and a pale, eyeless figure sitting on it. The ghost turned its blank face toward him. Its voice was no longer a whisper, but a cold echo. "You opened the door. Now you can help me. I have been so cold for so long. Now you will stay." Daniel felt the chill seep into his bones, rooting him to the spot. He was never seen again. Villagers noticed his newspapers piling up and called the police. They found the house empty, Daniel's things untouched, room 6 wide open and freezing. No sign of Daniel, just the cold. Now villagers avoid the house. On quiet nights, they say, you can still hear whispers from room 6. A sad, lonely voice forever complaining about the cold. The house on the hill keeps its secrets.